a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Venus Williams. Venus Ebony Starr Williams is an American professional tennis player who is currently ranked world number 21 in the WTA singles rankings. She is generally regarded as one of the all-time greats of women's tennis and, along with younger sister Serena Williams, is credited with ushering in a new era of power and athleticism on the women's professional tennis tour. Williams has been ranked world number 1 by the Women's Tennis Association on 3 occasions, for a total of 11 weeks. She first reached the number 1 ranking on February 25, 2002, the first African-American woman to do so in the Open era, and the second all-time since Althea Gibson. Williams' 7 Grand Slam singles titles are tied for 12th on the all-time list, and 8th on the Open era list, more than any other active female player except Serena. She has reached 16 Grand Slam finals, most recently at Wimbledon in 2017. She has also won 14 Grand Slam women's doubles titles, all with Serena. The pair is unbeaten in Grand Slam doubles finals. 19. Williams also has 2 mixed doubles titles. Her 5 Wimbledon singles titles tie her with 2 other women for 8th place on the all-time list, but gives her sole possession of number 4 on the Open era list, trailing only the 9 titles of Martina Navratilova and the 7 of Serena and Steffi Graf. From the 2000 Wimbledon Championships to the 2001 US Open, Williams won 4 of the 6 Grand Slam singles tournaments in that span. At the 2018 US Open, Williams extended her record as the all-time leader, male or female, in Grand Slams played, with 80. With her onto the 2017 Wimbledon singles final, she broke the record for longest time between first and most recent Grand Slam singles finals appearances. Williams has won 4 Olympic gold medals, 1 in singles and 3 in women's doubles, along with a silver medal in mixed doubles, pulling even with Kathleen McCain-Godfrey for the most Olympic medals won by a male or female tennis player. She is the only tennis player to have won a medal at 4 Olympic Games. At the 2000 Sydney Olympics, Williams became only the 2nd player to win Olympic gold medals in both singles and doubles at the same Olympic Games, after Helen Wills Moody in 1924. With 49 singles titles, Williams trails only Serena among active players on the WTA Tour. Her 35-match winning streak from the 2000 Wimbledon Championships to the 2000 Generali Ladies Linz Tournament final is the longest since January 1, 2000. She is also one of only 3 active WTA players to have made the finals of all 4 Grand Slams, along with Serena and Maria Sharapova. Early life. Williams was born in Linwood, California, to Richard Williams and Oracene Price. Her talents were apparent at the age of 7 when a professional local tennis player named Tony Chester spotted Williams and quickly identified the talent. The Williams family moved from Compton, California, to West Palm Beach, Florida, when she was 10, so that Venus and Serena could attend the tennis academy of Rick Macci, who took notice of the sisters and who would provide additional coaching. He did not always agree with Williams' father, but respected that he treated his daughters like kids, allowed them to be little girls. Richard stopped sending his daughters to national junior tennis tournaments when Williams was 11, since he wanted them to take it slow and focus on schoolwork. Another motivation was racial, as he had allegedly heard parents of other players disparage the Williams sisters during tournaments. At that time, Williams held a 63-0 record on the United States Tennis Association Junior Tour and was ranked number 1 among the under-12 players in Southern California. In 1995, Richard pulled his daughters out of Mackey's academy, and from then on took overall coaching at their home. Playing style. Williams is a very powerful baseliner who also has an attacking all-court game. Her game is well adapted to grass, where she feels most comfortable, which is reflected in her 5 Wimbledon singles titles. She has developed into a skillful volleyer who uses her long arm span and agility around the net. Williams also has great court coverage and can hit winners from a defensive position. Williams holds the record for fastest serve in 3 of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments: 2007 French Open second round, 2008 Wimbledon final, 2007 US Open first round 129 miles per hour. 1994-96, professional debut. Williams turned professional on October 31, 1994, at the age of 14. In the second round of her first professional tournament, the Bank of the West Classic in Oakland, Williams was up a set and a service break against world number 2 Arantxa Sanchez Vicario before losing the match. That was the only tournament Williams played in 1994. In 1995, Williams played 3 more events as a wildcard, falling in the first round of the tournament in Los Angeles and the tournament in Toronto, but reaching the quarter-finals of the tournament in Oakland, defeating number 18 Amy Fraser in the second round for her first win over a top 20 ranked player before losing to Magdalena Malieva. Williams played 5 events in 1996, falling in the first round 4 times, but reaching the third round in Los Angeles, before losing to number 1 Steffi Graf. 1997, debut Grand Slam singles final. Williams played 15 tour events in 1997, including 5 Tier I tournaments. She reached the quarter-finals in 3 of the Tier I events: the State Farm Ivid Cup in Indian Wells, California, the European Indoor Championships in Zurich, and the Kremlin Cup in Moscow. In Indian Wells in March, Williams defeated number 9 Eva Majolai in the third round for her first win over a player ranked in the top 10. She then lost in the quarter-finals to number 8 Lindsay Davenport in a third-set tiebreak. Her ranking broke into the top 100 on April 14, 1997. She made her debut in the main draw of a Grand Slam tournament at the French Open, reaching the second round before losing to Natalie Torziat. She then lost in the first round of Wimbledon to Magdalena Grzyzbowska. During her debut at the US Open, she lost the final to Martina Hingis after defeating Irina Spirli in a semi-final which saw Spirli intentionally collide with Williams during a changeover. Richard Williams, her father, later claimed that this incident was racially motivated. She was the first woman since Pam Shriver in 1978 to reach a US Open singles final on her first attempt, and was the first unseeded US Open women's singles finalist since 1958. On September 8, 1997, her ranking broke into the top 50 for the first time. She ended the year ranked number 22. 1998, first WTA singles title and entering the top 10. In her debut at the Australian Open, Williams defeated younger sister Serena in the second round, which was the sisters' first professional meeting. Williams eventually lost in the quarter-finals to number 3 Davenport. 3 weeks later, Williams defeated number 2 Davenport for the first time in the semi-finals of the IGA Tennis Classic in Oklahoma City. Williams then defeated Joannette Kruger in the final to win the first singles title of her career. In her first Tier I event of the year, Williams lost in the semi-finals of the State Farm Ivid Cup in Indian Wells to number 1 Hingis. The following week, Williams won the Tier I Lipton International Players Championships in Key Biscayne, Florida, defeating number 1 Hingis in the semi-finals. On March 30, 1998, her ranking broke into the top 10 for the first time, at number 10. Williams played only 1 tournament on clay before the 1998 French Open. At the Italian Open in Rome, she defeated sister Serena in the quarter-finals and number 5 Sanchez Vicario in the semi-finals before losing to number 1 Hingis in the final. Williams lost again to Hingis in the quarter-finals of the French Open. Williams lost her first match at the Direct Line International Championships in Eastbourne on grass before losing to number 3 and eventual champion Jana Novotná in the quarter-finals of Wimbledon. On July 27, 1998, her ranking rose to number 5. Williams played 3 tournaments during the North American 1998 summer hard-court season. She reached her 5th final of the year at the Bank of the West Classic in Stanford, California, defeating number 6 Monica Seles in the semi-finals before losing to number 1 Davenport. Patellar tendonitis in her left knee caused her to retire from her quarter-final match at the tournament in San Diego while trailing Mary Pierce 4-0 in the third set. At the US Open, Williams defeated 4th-seeded Sanchez Vicario in the quarter-finals before losing to 2nd-seeded and eventual champion Davenport in the semi-finals. Williams played 4 tournaments in the remainder of 1998. She won her third title of the year at the Grand Slam Cup in Munich in September, defeating number 9 Patti Schnyder in the final. She lost in the second round of the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix and failed to start before losing in the final of the TIRI Swisscom Challenge in Zurich to number 1 Davenport, and the semi-finals of the TIRI Kremlin Cup in Moscow to Pierce. She had earned enough points during the year to participate in the year-ending Chase Championship, but withdrew from the tournament because of tendinitis in her knee. She finished the year ranked number 5. In 1998, Williams teamed with Justin Gimelstob to win the mixed doubles titles at the Australian Open and the French Open. Her sister Serena won the other 2 Grand Slam mixed doubles titles that year, completing a Williams family mixed doubles Grand Slam. Williams won the first 2 women's doubles titles of her career, in Oklahoma City and Zurich. Both titles came with sister Serena, becoming only the third pair of sisters to win a WTA Tour doubles title. 1999, 3 TIRI titles and first Grand Slam doubles title. Williams started the 1999 tour in Australia, where she lost to number 10 Steffi Graf in the quarter-finals of the Medibank International in Sydney and number 1 Davenport in the quarter-finals of the Australian Open. However, she rebounded at the Faber Grand Prix in Hanover, defeating Graf for the first time in the semi-finals before losing the final to number 3 Novotná. Williams then successfully defended her titles in both Oklahoma City and Key Biscayne. She defeated Novotná and Graf to reach the final in Key Biscayne, where she defeated Serena in 3 sets in the first final on the WTA Tour to be contested by 2 sisters. Williams played 4 clay court events during the spring. She lost her first match at the Bausch & Lomb Championships in Amelia Island, Florida. 3 weeks later, however, she won her first title on clay at the Betty Barclay Cup in Hamburg, defeating Mary Pierce in the final. Williams then won the TIRI Italian Open in Rome, defeating number 1 Hingis in the semi-finals and number 8 Pierce in the final. At the French Open, she extended her winning streak to 22 matches before losing in the 4th round to number 125 Barbara Schwartz. Williams teamed with Serena to win the women's doubles title at this event, the first Grand Slam title the pair won together. At the 1999 Wimbledon Championships, Williams defeated number 17 Anna Kournikova in the 4th round to reach the quarter-finals for the second consecutive year, where she lost to eventual runner-up Graf. Williams rebounded in the summer when she won 2 Fed Cup matches against Italy and lost in the final of the Bank of the West Classic in Stanford to number 1 Davenport. 1 week later, Williams defeated Davenport in the semi-finals of the TIG Tennis Classic in San Diego before losing to number 2 Hingis in the final. In her last tournament before the US Open, Williams won the Pilot Pen Tennis in New Haven, Connecticut, defeating number 5 Celis in the semi-finals and Davenport in the final. On August 30, 1999, her world ranking reached 3rd for the first time. Seeded 3rd at the US Open, Williams lost in the semi-finals to number 1 Hingis in 3 sets. However, she teamed with singles champion Serena at this event to win their second Grand Slam women's doubles title. During the remainder of the year, Williams contributed to the USA's victory over Russia in the Fed Cup final, winning 1 singles rubber before joining Serena to win the doubles rubber. At the Grand Slam Cup in Munich, Williams defeated Hingis in the semi-finals before losing to Serena for the first time in the final. Williams won her 6th title of the year at the TIRI event in Zurich, defeating number 1 Hingis in the final. 4 weeks later, she lost to Davenport in the semi-finals of the tournament in Philadelphia, making her debut at the year-ending Chase Championships. Williams lost to Hingis in the semi-finals. She finished the year ranked number 3. 2000, Olympic gold medals and first and second Grand Slam titles. In 2000, Williams missed the first 5 months of the year with tendinitis in both wrists. She returned to the tour during the European clay court season. She lost in the quarter-finals of the Betty Barclay Cup in Hamburg to Amanda Kurtzer and in the 3rd round of the TIRI Italian Open in Rome to Jelena Dokic. Although she had won only 2 of her 4 matches before the French Open, she was seeded 4th there. She won her first 4 matches in Paris without losing a set before losing in the quarter-finals to 8th seeded and former champion Arantxa Sanchez Vicario in 3 sets. Williams then won 35 consecutive singles matches and 6 tournaments. She won her first Grand Slam singles title at Wimbledon, defeating number 1 Martina Hingis in the quarterfinals, sister Serena in the semi-finals, and defending champion Lindsay Davenport in the final. She also teamed with Serena to win the women's doubles title at this event. She won 3 Tier 2 events during the North American Summer Hardcourt season, defeating Davenport in the final of the Bank of the West Classic in Stanford, and Monica Seles in the finals of both the Acura Classic in San Diego and the Pilot Pen Tennis Championships in New Haven. At the US Open, Williams defeated number 1 Hingis in the semi-finals and number 2 Davenport in the final. At the Olympic Games in Sydney, she defeated Sanchez Vicario in the quarterfinals, Seles in the semi-finals, and Elena Dementiva in the final to win the gold medal. She also won the gold medal in women's doubles with her sister Serena. Davenport eventually snapped her winning streak in October in the final of the Linz Open. Williams did not play a tournament the rest of the year, because of anemia. She finished the year ranked number 3 and with 6 singles titles. 2001, 3rd and 4th Grand Slam titles. In 2001, Williams reached the semi-finals of the Australian Open for the first time, where she lost to number 1 Hingis. However, Williams teamed with her sister Serena to win the doubles title at the event, completing a career Golden Slam in women's doubles for the pair. Williams also reached the semi-finals of the TI Tennis Masters Series tournament in Indian Wells, California, where she controversially defaulted her match with sister Serena just before the match started. Williams had been suffering from knee tendonitis throughout the tournament, and eventually this prevented her from playing. The following day, Williams and her father Richard were booed as they made their way to their seats to watch the final. Serena was subsequently booed during the final with Kim Clijsters and during the trophy presentation. Due to this, neither Williams' sister entered the tournament for 14 years, with Serena entering in 2015 after appeals for forgiveness from the event and the WTA Tour. Williams rebounded from the Indian Wells boycott controversy to win the next tournament on the tour calendar, the TI Erickson Open in Key Biscayne, Florida. She defeated Hingis in the semi-finals and number 4 Jennifer Capriati in the final, after saving 8 championship points. Because of this victory, her ranking rose to a career high of number 2. During the European clay court season, Williams won the Tier 2 tournament in Hamburg, but lost in the 3rd round of the TI Eurocard Ladies German Open to number 18 Justine Non and the 1st round of the French Open to Barbara Skitt. This was only the 2nd time that she had lost in the 1st round of a Grand Slam singles tournament. Williams then successfully defended her Wimbledon title, defeating 3rd-seeded Davenport in the semi-finals and 8th-seeded Non in 3 sets in Hennen's first Wimbledon final. During the North American Summer Hardcourt season, Williams won for the 2nd consecutive year the tournaments in San Diego, defeating Seles in the final, and in New Haven, defeating Davenport in the final. Williams also won the US Open singles title for the 2nd consecutive year, without dropping a set. In the quarterfinals, she beat 5th-seeded Clijsters, followed by a semi-final victory over number 2 Capriati. She played Serena in the final, which was the first Grand Slam singles final contested by 2 sisters during the Open era. Venus won the match and her 4th Grand Slam singles title. Williams also became only the 6th woman in history to win the singles titles at both Wimbledon and the US Open in consecutive years, the others being Martina Navratilova, Steffi Graf, Althea Gibson, Maureen Conley Brinker, and Helen Wills Moody. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?